A Conservative member of the Scottish Parliament has defected to the Reform Party, becoming Nigel Farage's first politician in Holyrood. Announcing the news, Graham Simpson said it was an enormous wrench to leave the party he joined at the age of 15, but said it's time to bring change to Scotland. Graham joins us now. Good to have you with us and appreciate you sharing your time. If I've done my maths correctly, you've been a member of the Conservative Party for 46 years, and like I say, quote you there, that it's an enormous wrench to leave the party. Now this announcement is out in the open. How are you feeling? How is that news settling?
Well, it was a difficult decision. I joined the party when I was 15. I did have a gap when I was a journalist working on local newspapers, and joined again when I was in my probably late 30s. I've been a councillor and I've been an MSP. So this has not been an easy decision. It's difficult. I can't say as it's been, it's particularly enjoyable to do, but I see Reform as a party that offers some hope for Scotland in addressing some of the challenges that we face here, in trying to end what will be 19 years of SNP rule next year. And I'll be setting out in the next few days and weeks the areas that I think need to be tackled, as well as some of the solutions.
You've been a Conservative MSP since 2016, and speaking a little earlier, you said too many people feel let down and ignored. They feel the system is against them, that the traditional parties don't even care about them. With the greatest respect, you've been part of one of those traditional parties as an MSP for 9 years and part of the party for even longer. Are you not guilty of some of what you've just described, surely?
I just think that the time has come to change things a little bit. The Scottish Parliament has become stale, at times uninspiring. I think it's time for a new centre-right party in Scotland. I think Reform can be that party. And what I hope is to be able to help Reform set out a series of sensible policies that will tackle some of the failings that the SNP have delivered on Scotland in areas like health and education and transport and justice, and we'll be doing that very soon.
You add there more topics than have been discussed for Reform in recent days. The big one yesterday was migration. Is it accurate to describe the party as centre-right in your mind, do you think, when yesterday your new leader, as it's now the case, Nigel Farage, is talking about deporting 500, 600,000 people from the country? Is centre-right truly how you feel the party is positioned?
That's how I see it. And I think it's how the voters will see it in Scotland next year. We've got really important elections here. It won't just be about immigration. I've talked about areas that the Scottish Parliament is responsible for, and that's what I'll be concentrating on next year, because Scotland has been let down by the SNP and we need to change that.
You referenced the elections that are coming up next year. What are you going to do about your seat currently? Because obviously you weren't elected on a Reform ticket, you were elected on a Conservative one. Will you be giving the electorate the opportunity to cast their vote again before 2026? And if so, why not?
It doesn't work it actually doesn't work that way. I was elected on a list. If I were to resign, the next person on the list would take my place. There's no actual election. Look, this has happened before. I've actually got some important work to do in the Scottish Parliament. I've got a members' bill going through which would introduce a system of recall into the Scottish Parliament, similar to the one that exists in Westminster. I really want to see that through. So I've got some important work to do, not just Scotland-wide, but for my constituents in central Scotland.
Jackie Baillie, the Scottish Labour Deputy Leader, has just put out reaction to your announcement. And it's her words. I'll let you react to them. A lifelong Tory fleeing a sinking ship to save their career. What do you make of those kind of accusations?
I've made it clear this is not about my career. This is about me getting involved with a party that I think has something to offer the people of Scotland. It's true to say that the Scottish Conservatives are certainly struggling at the moment, but that's not the reason I've made this move. I'm actually genuinely excited by the prospects of helping to develop policy and create an offering that the people of Scotland, as they are actually in increasing numbers, turn to reform as that centre-right alternative.
We're saying it for the first time, but we'll say it again, I'm sure, in the months to follow. Reform UK MSP Graham Simpson, good to have you with us. Thank you.